What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hindsight Sports Pick special extravaganza, if you may. Yesterday was a pretty good day. We're looking to repeat that today. So let's get right into it. I'm not trying to dilly-dally here. So recapping yesterday, Notre Dame, I lowered the spread to 10 with Louisville. They were favored by like 17.5. They won by 11. Houston, they were favored by like 15. They won by, I believe, like 20, 22. Michigan State blew it on the road. They lost by 3. Texas A&M lost by 3 on the road. Army lost by, I believe it was like 12 or 13. Providence won in overtime. Tulsa won by 2 on the road. South Florida won by 21. That was actually set at 25.5, and I moved it down to 19.5, so huge. Baylor won. They blew out Colorado. Should have taken their spread. That's on me. South Dakota came back after being down at halftime and won. Northwestern lost by like, I think it was like 30 or 40. I think it was 44 to 84 to Illinois. So that was good. Gonzaga. I mean, I keep saying Gonzaga even though it's Gonzaga. Gonzaga lost to Portland, which that's why we highlighted it pink, right? San Diego got blown out by St. Mary's by 27, and Seattle only beat Pepperdine by, I believe it was like 3. So it was a very good day for college basketball. We went 11 out of 14. Speaking of profitable, we've got the NBA here. We took the Knicks money line. They won at home by like 7. We took the Rockets money line. We had the Rockets big. They lost by 20. I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. Kevin Durant played like everybody played. It's just the Celtics, I guess, are on a tear. Joe Mazzulla is a god. Thunder at the Spurs. I had the Spurs winning. I had the Spurs winning when they were underdogs, and then I checked back after I made the video, and they were 11-point favorites. They won by 10, so unfortunately, my 10.5 point spread, I should have moved it down to 9.5. I literally do it on every other pick except that one, so that's on me. And then the Grizzlies beat the Kings on the road as an underdog pretty handily. The Sharks lose by 2 to the Avalanche on the road as predicted. The Red Wings lose by 3 on the road to the Mammoth as predicted. The Blues lose to the Stars by 1, 3-4. The Oilers lose to the Flames 3-4. And the Knights beat the Canucks 5-3. So a perfect day in hockey, great day in NBA, and a great day, even better day, honestly, in college basketball than the NBA. NBA was our worst, and we only got 1 wrong. I mean, think about that. We put in 33 units, basically 33 different choices here. There's less than 33 on here. That's because some units went into parlays. Like, I had a parlay of Avalanche by 2, Mammoth by 2, and Knights by 2 that hit. I had a parlay of Avalanche to win, Mammoth to win, Blues not to lose, Flames not to lose by 1, obviously, and then the Knights to win, which hit. My NBA parlay didn't hit, obviously, but I also made some other ones. Like, I put the Thunder in together with like the Canucks or something. I put the Grizzlies in together with the Flames. I put the Rockets in with like the Avalanche or something, which didn't go right. And then I think I put like St. Mary's in with the Mammoth or something. And then I think I may have grouped one of these two together. Maybe like, I think it was maybe the South Florida spread, which obviously I have it correct here, but I took their 25-point spread because I don't like to listen to my own advice, supposedly. I don't know. But big profit day. Yesterday, my unit was just $2. I wasn't trying to put in any more than $67. It kind of worked out perfectly, and I was just like, when the number works like perfectly like that, I'm like, whatever. So we went from 67 to 91, or yeah, 67 to 90, basically. So we're looking to repeat that today. I didn't do as much parlays. Like, usually I'm just showing you all my parlays, but what I did today is I put down a single unit on every single bet that I have here. Some of them I did more than once. Like, I put money on the Texas A&M money line as well, even though that didn't hit. I put money on the Michigan State spread. Just a bunch of stuff, but even with that, I added Stanford to win. I didn't take their spread. If I did, I would have whatever, but I had Stanford beating Clemson. They did not. Moving on to today, we have Binghamton at UMBC. Binghamton is not very good. They lost to this team by a lot at home. Give me UMBC. They're favored by like 13. I moved it down to an even 10. Penn State at Michigan. This here is pink solely because Michigan only beat Penn State by 2 on the road. The line is 25. I could very well see Michigan covering that. I mean, for God's sake, like Illinois won by 40 last night against the Big Ten team, so I do like Michigan here. William and Mary at UNC Wilmington. UNC Wilmington has only got 1 loss in conference on the road, I believe, to like Southeastern Missouri, who was a tournament team a couple years ago. I like UNC Wilmington to win. I like them to cover too, but I'm going to take them to win. It's a little more safe. Jacksonville at Queens. I really like this matchup. Queens has beaten them on the road by more than 10, and Jacksonville plays significantly worse on the road. That's kind of like most of these, like the theme of most of these picks today, or just in general. Ryder, the 3-win team at Marist, the 15-win team. I got Marist by 15. Marist won by more than 15 on the road, so give me Marist by like 30. Northeastern at Hofstra. This is pink only because Hofstra's not like, they don't really blow teams out, and Northeastern doesn't really get blown out, but these two teams haven't played yet, and 6-win team versus like a 14-win team, so just throwing it in there. Lindenwood at Little Rock. This is a pretty even matchup here in terms of the spread. It's a 2-point spread in favor of Little Rock. Lindenwood, I had them winning at home the other day, and they lost, so I don't think they'll win on the road. Kind of like my same thought process with some things yesterday that worked out. Denver at North Dakota State. North Dakota State has not lost a conference game, and they destroyed Denver on the road. I like them to win at home by more than 10, but we'll take 10. Omaha at North Dakota. This is kind of similar, except North Dakota is no North Dakota State, and Omaha is a little better than Denver. But I do like North Dakota to just win, my alma mater. Let's go Fighting Hawks, or Sioux if you know, I don't even know what to, say there, but if you know, you know. The Citadel at Stanford. This is another one that's a little bit, I should put pink here, solely because they haven't played yet and whatever, but I like Stanford. Citadel plays a little closer on the road than I would like for them, but I like Stanford. It may actually be like Stanford 8.5, and I moved it to 10, which is interesting, but 10 is a good number. Like, if you think a team is going to win, 10 is a good number. Anything less than that is kind of like maybe you don't think they're going to win. At least handedly enough to take their spread and, like, you know what I mean? Abilene Christian at Utah Valley. Abilene Christian lost to this team at home, I believe, or barely beat them. And even teams that this team is blown out at home, they lose to by like 20 on the road. So give me Utah Valley to cover their. These are all mostly alternate spreads. I believe some of them didn't get changed, but most of them I changed. Besides like the Marist, and one of these is actually 9.5. I don't remember. Western Illinois at Tennessee Tech. I like Tennessee Tech to cover the spread. I thought Tennessee Tech was going to lose to Tennessee State on the road. They did not. Western Illinois has 4 wins. Good luck, Western Illinois. Tennessee Tech is... They're no Tennessee Martin, but they are good. Ohio State at Maryland. I like Ohio State to win. I like Ohio State to even really cover here. Maryland is so bad. Like, they lost to Oregon at home. Like, really let that sink in. That's the second time I've mentioned this in an episode. They lost to Oregon at home. As an Oregon fan, that's not okay this year. Like, you cannot be losing to Oregon. You are terrible at basketball if you lost to Oregon this year. That's just how it goes. Southern Indiana at Tennessee Martin. I like Tennessee Martin by 10. Tennessee Martin is the best team in that conference, in my opinion. I could not possibly not take them. They're probably favored by a little more, so I moved it down, but Capping off the college basketball slate for today, I like Tarleton State to lose at California Baptist by 10. Not much, pretty, like, essentially all the same reasons you've heard me say 20 times in a row. NBA, I like the Wizards to cover at the Pistons. I put this one in pink because in my heart of heart, I really think the Pistons should win by like 20, but I remember taking this spread last year and the Pistons like either lost or went to overtime and won by 4. The Pistons beat the Wizards barely earlier this season at home, so give me the Wizards. I don't know if Anthony Davis is playing. I don't know if Trae Young is playing. I don't know. I would say I'm going to look into that. I probably should have looked into that. I'm going to assume they're not playing. So if they're not playing, I like the Pistons by 10 at least, but 15 is fine. I just don't know. I don't know. Because there's one thing to be said about a coach knowing how to play a team a certain way, regardless of the talent that they have on their roster. One thing that does not work that way is the Nets at the Magic. I think the Magic got this in the bag. The Nets are terrible. You just saw what the Lakers did to them at home. The Lakers aren't anything to brag about. So give me the Magic coming off their blowout loss to the Thunder. I think they need to take their frustrations out here. The Jazz at the Hawks. I like the Hawks big here. The Hawks are favored by 9.5 exactly. I think the Magic are like 13 or 12. I moved them down. The Jazz lost to the Hawks earlier this season by 20 or 10, I believe. So give me the Hawks. The Hawks just destroyed the Heat when I thought the Heat were going to win pretty handedly. So Hornets at Rockets. We had the Rockets big yesterday, as you saw earlier. I thought they were going to win. They lost by 20. So I would hope today is the day that the Rockets play and try to win a game of basketball rather than just like walk around the court and brick shots. I would say their money line is probably the right choice here, considering even their money line yesterday wasn't the right choice. The Spurs at the Mavericks here. I think the Spurs went all in yesterday. They're on back-to-back. They usually split back-to-back games, so give me the Mavericks to at least cover. And then the 76ers at the Lakers. I like the 76ers to cover I like the 76ers to win here. I know the Lakers beat them earlier this season, but the 76ers are playing their best basketball right now. So give me the 76ers just to win outright. But obviously, they're spread. Finishing up with the NHL for today, the Islanders at the Devils. I like the Islanders to win and go 4-0 on the season against the Devils. The Devils are terrible. Ask Frank the Tank. Hurricanes at the Rangers. I like the Hurricanes to go 3-1 on their series against the Rangers. The Rangers are historically terrible at home this year. So give me the Hurricanes. Senators at Flyers. The Flyers have also been kind of triumphed, or the Senators just have the Flyers number essentially, and I expect that to continue today. But you could take not the Hurricanes, but you could take the Islanders and the Senators and the Kings plus 1.5 if you don't trust it. Panthers at Lightning. The Panthers played yesterday. They had a overtime shootout win against the Bruins. It was a great game. I watched it with my dad. The Jersey matchup was incredible. The Panthers looked like they were old school football players. Give me the Lightning. I like the Lightning just to win, but give me the Lightning big. Just because the Panthers played yesterday and the Lightning have kind of been better than them this season. They did lose at home, but they won 2 on the road, and just give me the Lightning. You could obviously take their money line, like I said, to be safer. And then the Kings at the Golden Knights. Give me the Kings to win. The Golden Knights played yesterday against the Canucks. I don't like them on one-day rest, and the Kings have lost against the Golden Knights at home by a goal and won against the Golden Knights on the road by a goal. So give me the Kings to either win by a goal or lose by a goal. That's about it for today. One thing I would say is I'll give you my favorite or most locked picks of the day. I would say this UMBC one. I really like this one. I like the fade, the Birmingham, however you pronounce that. I do like the Jacksonville at Queens. I like the Rider at Marist. You can move that down to 10. I like the North Dakota State at 10. I like the Utah Valley at 10. And I like maybe either one of these. I'm not sure. Maybe both. But either one of these. Or you could leave them out. I mean, that's enough. That's like a 5-pick parlay there in itself without those last two. With these, I really like the Magic. I really like the 76ers. I really like the Hawks. Honestly, I like all of these. The Rockets scare me a little bit just because it's like back-to-back days, and if they sucked against a team that I thought they were going to win against, then how are they going to do them? One day rest against a team that I think they're going to win. You know what I mean? But again, the Celtics are not the Hornets, and the Hornets are definitely not the Celtics. But I would say 76ers spread, Mavericks spread, Magic spread, and Hawks spread are probably pretty sound. You could leave the Hawks out, though. And then NHL. NHL's a little rough. I know I have really good NHL picks. I don't want to overthink this, but I really like the Islanders. I think that's set in stone. I like the Hurricanes, and I like the Lightning just to win. So Islanders money line, Hurricanes money line, Lightning money line. I mean, I like all the hockey ones. I will definitely make a 5-pick that's Islanders. They can, like, Islanders can lose by 1, Hurricanes to win, Senators can lose by 1, Lightning to win, and Kings can lose by 1. That's just sounds like money to me. So again, this is not in any way, shape, or form true gambling advice. I know I went positive yesterday, but the past 3 days before this, I went barely negative. Like, I lost like 1 unit. But I was also not doing this strategy. Yesterday was the first day of this strategy, and we are 1 for 1. So if any of these picks look good to you, and maybe you watched the video yesterday and you compare some of my reasonings, I'm sure you could figure out better than I might be able to what's going to be right and wrong. Because sometimes you just need a different perspective to see where you're wrong and where you're right. No matter how smart you are, no matter how dedicated you are to anything. But again, thank you for watching. There will be no episode tomorrow because there are really no games tomorrow. Hockey is going to the All-Star break, the Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA tournament. And then there's really no college basketball games, and there's really no NBA games I really care about or just have a definitive, enough to make an episode about it. So tomorrow and today, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. I'll have not the link in my YouTube description, but I will have the username of my Twitch and my TikTok in the description below. So again, this is not gambling advice. This is not a professional. This is just a man in his mother's basement who has a passion, and it's much overdue that I start getting this information out, I feel like, because we have potential. And I just want to help you, I want to help you make some money or just provide entertainment at any degree I possibly can. So thank you for watching, and we will catch you Saturday morning for probably a pretty long video. So peace.